How y'all doing? It's been a minute, y'all. Honey, we got to put our mouth back on Tyrone because guess what? It's more information that's coming out and linking out. And you know I got my good girlfriend here, Tamala. How you doing, Miss Tamala? How you been?
Hey Gigi, hey Chat.
Oh, it's
You
been
know,
so
ta-
long. It's good to hear your voice again, girl.
Thank you, Gigi. Girl, quit playing with me.
Yeah. Now, did you hear Tyrone father spoke out? Now, I've never heard this man speak out like this before. I've seen him speak out once or twice. But honey, what is going on? He came out dragging. I mean, this was out of nowhere. Like, what prompted this? The last time Polo mentioned him, it was like months ago, wasn't it? It was so long ago. So what
Yes.
prompted him to just come out the woodwork and just start attacking Polo and Lulu and everybody else and Rena, his baby mama? What started this?
Gigi, I'm gonna be honest with you. Polo let everyone know that they were scamming people for money. And I think they money, they well done went dry. And you know how it is when somebody well go dry, they get upset. And I think that's what the thing is here. Because at the end of the day, Polo was putting out facts. Okay. Then the daddy came and said, came to Polo and wanted Polo to help him solve the situation about his son, okay, being unalive. But guess what?
What?
Then behind the scenes, Polo heard about Tasha and all of them talking about him, you know, and stuff
What
like
did
that,
they
talking about
say
them
about
using
him?
him, talking about they was using him. So the
Using
daddy
him.
said, yeah, talking about they was using him to get stuff done. Okay, but the daddy sit there and agree with everything Polo said. Yeah, I was using your you know what, but and
No,
all that.
not Tamala. They said the father came out begging and asking Polo to do this for him.
Yes, he did. But on this video that you about to show, the father said yes, he was using Polo. Okay, so if you was using him, then so it goes to show that everything Polo said about the with y'all trying with the GoFundMe, y'all had the people send you cash apps. You know what? During tax time, when people was getting all their money, had all that money coming in, and some people still getting tax money in. So now they're not getting that money. They're not getting that money. That's my look on it, my take on it. And that's why he's so 38 hot, baby.
Mm. Ooh, y'all get these likes up. Y'all can do better than that. Come on, let's get these likes up now. We ain't
Because
coming to play.
at the end of the day, why you gonna threaten this man? And then you trying to get justice for your son. Polo done been off your son's case. He let that
Right.
go. He stopped arguing with the Miss Jackson. Okay, he stopped doing all that after he said it was no PI, private investigator attained, which was true. It's not. So at the end of the day, these people don't know they can go to jail for theft by deception if those people want to press charges against
What?
them.
Who going to jail?
They can. They can go to jail, Gigi, because that's theft by deception. You
But
falsifying information to get
didn't they say
funds.
they trying to get Polo locked up? They getting a
They
restraining
trying to,
order?
yeah, but she also tried to get the little I don't know his name, the little gay little boy, trying to get him locked up too, but trying to say he stalked her. It's just a whole lot of messy stuff with this these people. And she gonna sit up there and say they talked to Benjamin Crump. They never called Benjamin Crump because Benjamin Crump
Now,
is not gonna take
Jamala,
this case.
let girl, Natasha, she good for popping up on here. So
I don't care, Gigi. I don't care. I'm telling the truth. Just like when I was reaching out to Meredith work for Benjamin Crump, they wasn't gonna put themselves in no bad situation like that. If they got a case, Gigi, Benjamin Crump is coming forward. Do you hear me?
mm.
He was Amar Arbery's lawyer, the boy from Brunswick, Georgia. Come on now. So I know. They just doing a whole lot. And he's sitting on there talking about Polo like it. It looked like it seemed like he was on sugar boogers to me.
What?
Gigi, you
Let me
know
play
people
this clip. Let me play this clip, and then we'll react to it. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all want me to play some of this clip of the daddy? Press two if
yeah.
y'all want me to play some of the clip of the daddy, so we can see what's really going on. And we got a clip of Polo too, so we gonna play him too. All right. Let me see. Let me see what's going on.
Give him the charge. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna fast forward. Damn, how long we gonna have to hear his ass?
Girl, he gonna go all the way around showing the pictures of Tyrone and all that before he start just all kinds of shenanigans.
Shanae, I'd like to thank you for Dro trying to get a name for yourself. So I handled that. All the receipts that you got, the world food that you went out there and put boots on the ground, nigga, that came from me. The pizza box, the chicken wings, the cabin, and everything coming out right now. Everything coming out from camera, body cam footage. This ain't no hearsay. All the documents from all the bloggers that's posting all the evidence, it reflected we've been standing on business. We've been quiet because we understand that we ain't in no time wrestling. My son was a real person. My son was a real person. Country nigga, we don't even know you. You don't know us. You never met me. You never met my son. And one more. That fat cowboy body Tosha Dimps and faggot ass Theodore, whatever the name is. Stay in y'all place. I'm tired of y'all y'all around here with that making all these fake posts and causing all this controversy just for likes and clicks. Tighten up. You know, whatever you do what you do, get your money how you get it. But don't play with our name like we sweet like that, though. You feel me? At the end of the day, we really out here trying to get justice for my son while y'all done turned this into As the World Turns series.
What?
I ain't had time to grieve yet. And I've been for
He got jokes like a motherfucker. He got
Yeah.
jokes so much. Why y'all? Like y'all, I tell you, I tell you what, he take after his sister, Natasha. They anytime they talking, they always cracking jokes. So, anytime they yelling and arguing, they all you can count on their ass to crack a joke. Okay.
Yes, but Gigi, this is not how you get justice. They looking dumb.
Oh God. What's okay, Tamala? What?
It's not.
Mm.
Keep going. And then when Polo dropped them receipts on him, baby, he don't know how to act.
because I got going
I
on.
ain't booked
I
up
don't
with
have
to take
time
the
to go back
shades
and
off.
forth. And I'm only address this one time. I ain't finna even say nothing else about nothing. I ain't here to threaten nobody, but I'm man before anything. And at the end of the day, Tasha, I got a personal thing for you. You walked in the courtroom, you called that boy and said,
Hold on. What? Tasha? I know he ain't talking about his sister.
He talking about Tasha Dimps,
Who is
the
that?
mama,
I thought her name was
Rena Dimps.
Rena.
What's the name? Tasha that was with Rena. The sister, ain't that Joe's sister or the niece or whatever? Tasha,
Um,
whoever. Yeah, Tasha Dimps.
we
She's
in
a
that
Dimps. That's all I
being
know.
at that recording and all that. You came to the funeral when I'm there, some boy Shamir and her baby daddy, and taking pictures and all this, talking about you a Dimps. I'm a David Strong mother. And Renee Jennings too, my baby mama. You throw more dirt in my son's face than anybody, bitch. I just heard that they just posted online with the evidence of talking about you said don't get a family nothing. Let me tell you something. Tell the world the truth. All three of your sons, my condolences, baby. I ain't never once spoke bad on your name. Never. Never. What the bloggers do, that's what they do. I ain't got that. I respect you when T2 was here. I'm gonna respect you when he gone. But I'm sick of this. You around here talking about, oh, my three sons. I lost three sons. But tell the world about your three sons. We watch cars and the campaign and help raise the money to bear your children. All three of them. But I ain't finna even make it about the children, but I'm just giving a little sneak preview to the world to address some of this bullshit that's been going on behind closed doors and trying to scandalize and throw my family name under the dirt. You not once, Renee, and I'm talking directly to you, because I ain't seen you, ain't seen my grandchildren. You gave my grandchildren some clothes. You didn't come to the birthday party. You called me 2 days later. You called me two days later. 2 days later. When I got out there, they had already wrote this off as an accident. Everyone but me and my family going to the 6 cars deep, it wouldn't even be no investigation. If y'all look at the world, if y'all look at the evidence, all the body cam at the cabin, under the bridge, all that, that's us. We did that. Polo ain't do, all he did, ran to the courthouse when I sent this duck to go down there because Renee tried to backdoor me, and her people called me and told me that she going up there and I didn't have time to get there. And you went up there and you dropped the ball on the biggest platform we ever had. Polo, I use you. I did. Because you were sat in front of the TV every day, all day, trying to be relevant. And I'm the nigga that made you get $9.99 subscription.
What?
I'm the real troll. I'm the real troll, motherfucker. I'm the reason you was able to.
What? He was a what? What'd he say to Mala?
Go back it up.
Not back it up. You can't tell what
he was on that panel. That's why he said, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?"
He said he the real troll. He said he the reason why Polo got all that money.
But Gigi, Tyrone, I don't believe nothing Big Tyrone is saying right about now, because as far as when it comes to Polo, because at the end of the day, Polo got them subscribers genuinely, okay?
Yeah.
That he ain't got.
They love Polo, honey. They do love Polo.
Did. And if you helped him get them, why Tasha ain't getting them no more?
Oh.
Look at her motivation and see why Auntie Tasha ain't getting them no more.
Oh my
That's
God.
what y'all mad about. Y'all mad about
how many views she got? She used to be getting what, 13,000 views on.
Well, baby, go see her views now.
50,000,
well, go see her
100K.
views now. She get go see her views now. She ain't getting them like that. No. Everybody realize what this really is.
Oh my God.
And they trying to keep the ball rolling. They trying to keep the ball rolling and act like, they want justice for him. But why did you lie? Why? That's what I would like to ask any of them. Why you lie like you was getting a private investigator and took them people's money? So if you was gonna go out there and get Miss Jackson, that's not a private investigator.
Let's get the lights up, y'all. Get the damn lights up. Come on.
To build your platform up to get what you got going on. Now you're selling wigs. I ain't finna even get hot on that because I got other to address. Gainesville Police Department, y'all need to tighten up. Y'all need to tighten up, because I'm going to tell you something. To the death of me, I'm on a mission. Until we find out what happened to him and get answers for this one right here, my grandson, I ain't going to never stop. And I'm not finna come on this tongue wrestling with no phone. I am him, though. I am him. Y'all done brought up my daddy. Yeah, my daddy was a kingpin, but he did good for the ones who he looked out for. He wasn't no bastard. He went around here selling wigs and $10 lily dillies. And Latosha Demps, you count her body with long foot. I'm gonna show you pictures. You think you're recording us? We got you too. You feel me? But at the end of the day, stay in your lane, baby. I ain't never did nothing to you. I don't even know your big cowboy body. And
oh my God,
Tidro, whatever, Shamil, son, you too, young nigga. You calling me out talking about you see me, you do this. Nigga, you is not relevant. You don't know us. You ain't no kin us. You is my girlfriend's son who she don't with, who you been cyberbullying, making all these pages for the longest. But at the end of the day, enough is enough. We ain't gonna never stop. Y'all can do what y'all want to do, say what y'all want to say, but who gonna check us? Nobody. We've been war ready from day one, but this ain't what it's about. It's about getting answers. We trying to do it the right way. Y'all see this right here? This has been keeping me calm. The oil. I'm still him. The oil. We've been saving a lot of this here. See, I come from a.
Is that some type of drug?
Gigi, he talking about anointing oil. in the Bible. JJ.
Girl, I
These
thought
people
I
are
was
really
some type of
these
drug
people are really
dealer.
a big joke to me. They really are a joke to me because at the end of the day, I don't like it. Because if you want to stand on business about your son, why keep being messy? Why keep addressing everything that somebody say in the comments? Now, if I want something for my son, you see how they were saying about Ramika mama,
What they
saying
say
things
about
about
Ramika?
Ramika.
Where
No, but
you?
I'm just not about her mama. Take it back. But the situation about Holly that she was stalking her. But guess what? The mama never came back. She never came back. The family never came back and debated and debated and debated and debate. This family right here, they want to know why they ain't getting justice. Why nobody? Because they still with the mess. God don't bless no mess. They got that woman, she cussing Polo, just all kinds of stuff. This is pure mess. I don't care. This is pure mess. And they asked Polo to do this. He asked Polo, Big Tyrone did. Polo said, yeah, I talked to the daddy. The
Well,
daddy
hit
was,
the link, y'all. If y'all got something to say, hit the link. Come on up here. Be respectful. Hit that link. Let me play
it
a little
don't
commercial.
matter who Polo was in prison. Excuse me, Tampa. It doesn't matter who Polo was in prison messing with, what he did. He stood on business trying to help the Davis family. Okay?
Yeah,
And
he did.
everything that they said, did you see the video where the daddy took off the glasses and looked like he was on sugar boogers?
Ooh.
Eyes all popped out of his head when Polo dropped them receipts. Did he say anything about that? When Polo got him on recording, asking him to help? When Natasha sent the $100 through her chain, that stuff leaves a paper trail, boo boo. A whole paper trail. So when Polo called them a liar, when Polo called them not getting no private investigator, then all of a sudden they get mad and want to scandalize this man and say all this. Well, at least he ain't out here robbing nobody. At least he ain't out here peddling no dope to nobody. At least he ain't out here cussing out everybody. And as for my thing is, he did good for the Timothy Reed case because their family's still using him. He's making something happen. The news people came out. Did the news people come out on this? No, they did not. Not one red iota. Y'all got to stop
Tamala
believing
walking
everything
it
people
down,
tell you.
honey. Tamala walking it down. I know that's right, girl.
A praying family. I come from entrepreneurs. I come from business owners. I come for something. I stand for something. I refuse to let y'all trick me off my pivot. Because at the end of the day, I'm on a mission to find out what happened to my son. But to whom it may concern, everybody that else spoke bad or had anything to say about my son, y'all. Because at the end of the day, y'all doing this for likes. I'm got them blood, sweat, and tears about mine. About mine. I feel like I was thrown on there. And Lulu, your ass too. And Renee, this go for you too. Especially for you. Not once did you ever mention that whole name. Not once. And what hurt me so bad, that girl left my house with my son December 24th. I got the picture. The last picture I got of my son, she in the back seat. This bitch took a picture with me and told him she didn't have my number. You got my son 3 phones. You got his 2 guns. And you not called none of us. But God look high, he look low. But right now, how I'm feeling right now, I had to address this. Miss Renee Jackson, I appreciate you, baby. You've been a blessing. You've been a blessing. You've been really a blessing. I thank you on every platform. To the PI who they say we don't got because we ain't expose our hand. Thank you too, sir. We thank you because you're doing your business. But at the end of the day, all this unnecessary, don't get it twisted.
Now what happened to Nina Johnson? Nina Johnson don't get no shout out no more.
Girl, they fell out with her too, okay? Because
Oh
she
God!
realized the truth. She
Oh
realized the truth.
God!
I'm
Remember
gonna
what?
tell you something. I'm
What?
gonna tell you something. They don't have. Let me just tell you this. If I
Okay.
have a PI, I don't have to speak on everything that everybody in the community is talking about. Do you understand me? That's why I know they don't have no PI. It's all goat cheese, baby. They trying to
Not goat
throw a
cheese.
bone out for yes, try to throw a bone out for somebody to come on now to bite it because at the end of the day, they don't have a PI. Thank you, sir. No, y'all don't have a PI because you wouldn't need Renee. Who needs an advocate if you got a PA? Especially one that's ghetto, it's crap.
Ooh, y'all run these likes up. The likes are low. Come on, we can do better on
Like
these likes.
Lynette, you said you right. The money is running low, baby. Yes, it is. And that's what they trying to do. Get some more money. That's what they trying to do. That's why they want to tell people, oh, I got the PI and let him come out. Because you see, Natalie ain't came out and said nothing, and Tasha ain't came out and said nothing, but they put him on there like he's supposed to scare somebody. He ain't the big bad wolf. I guess he had to get himself together because a lot, any other time they talk about, oh, T2, he ain't together. So I guess they had to get himself together. But I bet you if you call Polo up here, Gigi, Polo will tell you facts on facts and show you facts on facts.
You
Because
want
I
me to
saw,
bring the video up?
yes, bring the video up.
Okay. All right.
Flood your skin.
All right. It's about to come up now. Y'all, let's
Yes,
get
it
these
wasn't making
likes up.
sense. None of that was making sense.
You must have been in that room on that good powder. And that's when it came, you realizing that y'all ain't getting no more money from these people. You was in that room last night and you was on that good powder, because that's what you had to be on that good powder when you decided to speak on my name. And then the things that you said behind that, you had to be on that good powder. See, I'm gonna tell you about being on that good powder. See, that good powder you was on, that same powder blue that don't move, oh, it moved. Once it went in your nostrils, it went into your system. So powder blue do move.
Right.
Let me bring something to your attention, right? See, you had the audacity to speak on my name, and then you had the audacity to use my words. See, you got on your live, man, and told people that, oh man, oh, man, I used that nigga. I used that nigga. Oh, you use me? You can't use me, partner. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you what I did. I sat back and allowed you to tell your own self. See, now let me educate you on something. Let me educate your big, fat, funky ass. See, one thing that you realize, see, when you got on that powder last night, you played yourself. Because for the last couple of days, y'all been going down to Broward County Courthouse. Check the records. Y'all been going down to Broward County Courthouse. You, loudmouth, ain't a gorilla. Y'all been going down there to Broward County Courthouse lying to the judge. Y'all been telling the judge that people harassing y'all, people blasting against y'all. See, remember, y'all went down to the judge, right? Hey, y'all went down there and told the judge this, right? When y'all were trying to get a restraining order, y'all were trying to, listen, loudmouth was trying to get a restraining order on me. A restraining order on me? How can you get a restraining order on somebody who?
So was he trying to do something to them and like going to
No,
their house?
no. They just wanted to shut him up. Just like that little boy, they just wanted to shut him up. They just wanted to shut him up because the little boy brought out, I told you, the little boy brought the pictures out of her husband, okay, on the ground. The police, he had his butt sticking out,
Oh,
okay, his stomach
girl.
showing. Yeah, his stomach showing. His pants was
Oh, is
halfway
her
down.
husband gay?
No, Gigi, he had got caught with drugs, and he was saying that this is a known drug family.
Oh.
Okay. And so she went and got him for trying to put a charge on him for stalking. But they couldn't issue the warrant on him because they don't have no address. He keep moving around. And I don't blame him because he keep getting the truth out there. And they don't want it. They want it shut up. And everybody, and just like Polo said, and just like LaShawn, LaShawn Lynette said, that the money is going. The money is gone. The money is going low, Gigi, and they need money. Because you see how happy they was, hair getting done. Everybody was had hair done, all that. Now ain't no money coming in no more. You can't use that name like you was at the beginning. If it was a case, Gigi, I'm just gonna be honest with you. When I reached out to Nancy Grace, if it was a case, Nancy Grace would have took it. Okay. If it was a case, Benjamin Crump would have took that case. But it's nothing, Gigi. You think them people hadn't went to do the research behind the scenes to see if this was a legit case? If it was a legit case, somebody would have took their case.
What
Gigi,
happened with all them witnesses?
Gigi, it's people that Dana did. That's
What
why
about all
Polo
them
stopped.
witnesses, girl?
Because
Didn't they
they
have a
was
lot of
lying.
witnesses?
They was lying.
The
You just
witnesses
heard,
were lying.
girl, Gigi. They was lying. The family was lying, Gigi.
Okay, but I'm asking about the witness, Tamala.
Gigi, some of them witnesses probably wasn't even legit.
Mm. Hey, Tina, how you doing?
I'm good, honey. How are you?
Good.
Hi,
What's your
Tina.
thoughts about all this?
I I've been listening at this case, and I'm actually from Gainesville.
Okay.
Um, this
How
has
you doing, Miss
been.
Tina?
I'm good. I I I've been listening at, I guess, Miss Tamala and the things that she's saying, and like I said, I've been following this case pretty much from the beginning, and I'm wondering where are y'all? Because from my understanding, the family pretty much is kind of stayed out the way. They when they communicate, they don't communicate a whole lot about Polo. I did see a lot of Polo communicating about them. And I think what really made him fall back was when Shanae mentioned filing a cease and desist, and Polo fell back and kind of not spoke on the family or her much more after that. Because before then, he was just totally going off the rails
Polo
and
stopped
being.
speaking about them because, ma'am, because he was doing the Timothy Reed, and so he was like, he told all his supporters, "I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna cover none of this no more. I'm gonna let it go." He said because it ain't even worth it, and they told him to let it go. Just like when the daddy did this video right here, a lot of his supporters told him, "Apollo, don't clap back. You came too far, man. Don't clap back. You getting things done. News people are listening to you. People are really paying attention to what you're saying. So clap back." And they were telling him, "Don't clap back." Excuse me. They were telling him, "Don't clap back" to nothing those people were saying. And that's why, because it hasn't been nothing but a pissing match back and forth. Because when the lawyer first came, oh well, whatever her name, the advocate first came out, she was all on Polo, talking about him, calling him gay, all that. She was, yeah, I heard it. She everything that she
and
was
and
saying.
and and I'm gonna be very very clear about the fact that I, like I said, I've been following this case, and I'm familiar with who Shanae Jackson is. She's pretty credible around the city. I'm, like I said, I'm from Gainesville. She's very credible, and I'm not saying this because I'm Team Shanae. I'm just a realist when it's said and done. At the end of the day, Polo, when this woman came on board, Polo aimed at her. I didn't hear her aim at him. She did respond, and when she came, she came. But she didn't address Polo first. He addressed her several times before she jumped in the ring. And when she did, she jumped in. And that was to defend herself because Polo was really just doing a whole lot speaking on her when she never spoke on him. She was trying to keep it pretty professional, and like I said, I've been watching it back and forth, and he had gotten to the point that it was so disrespectful that she had to defend herself. She never addressed him until he just constantly would not stop, and then he just really started trying to talk bad about this woman and do this and do that. And I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like this family does deserve justice for him. And to say that they don't care, to me, is absurd. This is why everybody knows about this case, because this family spoke out. I'm from Gainesville. I had no idea about this case. This was not something that was spoke on. And we only heard a whole lot about it when the family started speaking on it. And I'm not speaking on the about the mother. I'm saying the father's side of the family is who initially came on and started applying pressure, and that's when the story got out there. So to assume that they're not really fighting for justice for him, that to me is absurd. And as black people, I feel like we should do better. I'm honestly saying we should do better. And didn't this family lost a life, and to say that they don't care is sad. I'm not even gonna say that his mother doesn't care. The way she's dealing with it is different, but I'm not gonna say she don't care. And then for people that don't know these people to assume and make all these accusations and throw it out there, and because Polo said it's the gospel, he doesn't know these people. He only really know what they've given him as far as the things that he's communicating. And then he went off the rails when he started speaking on these people. Personal life had nothing to do with the case in itself. The justice that they asking for this young man. We all have a past. And of course, they probably did some things in their past or in their personal life had nothing to do with the justice they was trying to get for him. And that's what Polo spoke a lot about, and that's what people ran with, which made no sense. That wasn't that was pretty much his end game. After he felt as if he when he got offended, he aimed at these people in such a disrespectful way and started speaking on these people about their personal life that had nothing to do with the justice that this young man deserved. It had nothing to do with that.
Okay, but if that was all this is so true, ma'am, why did you if I got a man like this that I go the father went to Polo. Polo didn't go to the father. The father went to Polo asking Polo for help. He went
Do
to
you know that
Polo asking Polo for help. Oh yeah,
I
the
was
father she get ready to pull
I
it
did
up. Yeah, Gigi can pull it up.
I know
He
I
did
seen it, and like I said, I've been
yeah,
following the situation. I seen where the father got on the phone, and the video where he was talking to Polo and telling him to come to Broward County and this, that, and the other. I seen all that, but
right.
they only did that because at the time Polo was speaking very positive and acting as if he wanted to justice for him. And
You
not only
know,
Polo did they reach out to, they everybody that became relevant to this case, I'm pretty sure they communicated with. But as adults, when you see that this is not working out, then what we do is we separate
only
what
when
isn't
Polo
working.
but listen, when things started getting, this is what this is when things started going left. Because I remember this case, and I was on the panel when it first started out. When things started getting a little funny, when I started asking about the red car, the red vehicle that pulled over, that the European nurse and her husband. Yeah, yeah, okay. Then they said it was the nurse and her husband, but they said that wasn't their car. So then Polo said, well, who red car was it? And who else was with uh Tyrone and Lulu that day? So he showed a picture of Lulu being in the back seat and a young man in the back there by the gas tank. Okay. He showed that. So when he started putting some circles on that picture and started adding some questions, a lot of people, that's when all the other stuff started with Polo. With Polo.
And you could possibly be right, but what I'm also saying is nobody nobody ever really spoke about it being a red car on the scene. I don't know where that picked up and flew from. I can't honestly say why people assumed that there was a red car on the scene. I never heard anything about the red car until it just tucked wings and flew. The red car was I want to say the couple made us say the red car, but the couple also said that that Lulu was driving the gray truck. Her truck was white. So I mean, we gotta we gotta separate the two. Sometimes people can get confused in traffic. We've all gotten confused with what we can kind of remember at certain times when we're dealing with something
Things getting
traumatic. And
lost in translation. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's
yes,
another
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It does. It gets lost in translation when people, and then at that time it was.
and that's what BG said about Lulu when she was we was pulling out facts about Lulu. She said sometimes things get lost in translation. You know, she said there's several times, and I'm hearing it again. But at the end of the day, I'm saying Polo stood on business. Okay, Polo stood on business with this family before all this other stuff. Okay, they dropped Polo, then they started slandering his name first. Okay, Tasha was doing the most. Okay, T2, like he said, was in the back there. Or they said T2, he never said nothing during that time because Tasha was
You
doing the
mean
talking.
T1?
Yeah, T1.
T1.
He never, yeah, T1. Tyrone, the father, never said anything. Tasha was doing all the talking. All the talking. I remember all too well. Polo was going hard for this family. Okay. Then Tasha got the coming out all saying, oh, he wanted me to pay for this and he wanted this. But at the end of the day, if a man did want you to pay at the end of the day, if somebody did want you to pay for something because they going down here getting some help for you, then they helping you. So they didn't have to spend their own hard-earned money to help you. But this man wanted to see the justice be done. You know, and then now all of a sudden he say, oh, y'all know that y'all didn't get no PI, no private investigator. Y'all took these people money. Now they're going hard on him again. He said that, but then he let that go. He let it go for a while. Ain't mentioned nothing else. Then they here it is go. Here it is again. We one thing about it is, and I've seen a lot of murder cases, and I've looked at a lot of them on TV as well. And a lot of, let me just say this: families don't come out here. If you really want justice for a family member, you don't come out here with no mess. I don't care who's saying what. You stand on business. Because at the
And
end of the day, it's all about standing on business. It's not about what he say, she say. And then you got your sister having a pissing match with Polo. Then you got Netley having a match. Then y'all got all these other people that y'all having fights with. Something ain't right.
I totally get what you're saying, but
You got to stand
I
on business,
did
and you wonder why
I
don't nobody.
but okay, let me ask this. Where where did y'all where were they doing all this talking at? Because I've been following these pages. I'm trying to figure out
Oh
where all
yeah,
the talking
it
was being done
it,
at.
it, it
Or was
oh
this
yes, ma'am. Go back.
conversation?
Oh yes, ma'am. Go back to in the middle of the case and all that. Oh yeah, it's a whole lot of that going on. Whole lot of that. This ain't nothing that I'm lying about. This is the truth. Then they said they needed a PI because we told them. I even said contact Benjamin Crump. Contact Benjamin Crump. They said they contacted Benjamin Crump and he ain't taking cases, but he's taking cases. I know that for a fact. Okay, Amar Arbery. I know that for a fact. Okay, I know that for a fact. So at the end of the day, just like when I reached out to Nancy Grace, did nobody want to take? Did nobody? So if it's something legit, somebody's gonna take something, baby. That's what I'm saying. If everything what they saying is true, and don't nobody want to touch a case, ask yourself why. Ask
Okay, now I'm
yourself.
gonna ask you this because you just said something. And I'm gonna ask you this. All the paperwork, and I'm not talking about Polo, I'm not talking about Tasha, and I'm not talking about T2, T1. I'm not talking about these. I'm take them out of the scenario. When you come down to the paperwork, do you not think that this case was not done properly? How do you feel when you look at the paperwork? Take Polo out of
You
it.
know,
Take Natasha out of. Take
I
we
said
gonna
from the
run with
beginning.
paperwork and facts.
Right. I said from the beginning that it was handled wrong. I said from the beginning when I came on the panel, I said it's messy. Gainesville and what is it, Gilchrist? I said they know better because they should have what they should have did. Now it's tied the seam off. They should never let Lulu get in no car and come downtown later on. They should have never did any of that. Okay, I said
You're
that
right.
from the beginning. All that was wrong, how they handled the situation. All of it was wrong. I said that. If you go back and listen, I said that they handled it all wrong. Okay? They
You're
handled it
right.
all wrong. When they made the call in, they made the call in pedestrian to the vehicle. Okay? But guess what? He wasn't a victim that was hit by a car. Okay? Then also it went to California. Why did that go to California? Somebody who used that phone had to have a California phone number, okay, for it to go to California. Because if I call 911 right now and I tell them they're gonna know what location. Okay, I just got to give them everything, tell them everything, what happened, what street it's on. That went to California. That went to California, and the timelines our California timeline from our timeline is two different timelines. So I already said that. That's why I said what I said. But for all this other stuff, if the family really want justice, then they have to quit the bull crap. They have to let that, if that man's talking about them, it's an issue you don't need to readdress. You know what you are. You know what your family is. You don't have to tell nobody. If y'all care weight, you care weight. So what? If you don't, at the end of the day, you don't have to go
Y'all,
back and forth.
let's get
Because
these likes up. We got
that's
to
where
bring
the
more
messiness come
noise for
in at.
Tyrone.
Miss
Tyrone Davis
T,
Jr. We got to get
you know,
more
that's all I'm saying,
tracks.
Miss T.
Put
That's
the
where the
blue hearts
messiness
up.
come in at. Miss Tina, that's where the
I'm
message
I'm gonna
come
be
in at.
totally honest. I'm gonna be totally honest. And you're right. They probably had they probably said some things, but I didn't see them go to the extent that I seen Polo do. Now they might have said some things. I ain't because of, like I said, I've been following this case, and I've been following Tasha Page. I've been noticing everything that they do say. They probably throw little jugs, but not direct, probably more indirect. But then Polo, because they say what they say, he run with it and he ran with it. Because they never really personally addressed Polo. They would say little things, but they would say it indirectly. They would never say it directly like Polo this or Polo that. They would say little things, and because he felt like they hit at him, he just came out running. And I cannot ever seen a time where they would communicate about Polo and say it directly about him. They would say things, and he probably was feeling as if they were talking to him. And he responded like they were talking to him, but they never addressed him directly. I've never seen it besides the one time when I seen them say that he was lying about the incident where he was saying somebody they paid him money to go at the mother, but he never did it. We don't know that to be the truth. He's saying
You
he
are,
got receipts
ma'am.
about 100.
I'm gonna say this. Tasha said she didn't know Cece, and I'm gonna just say
Uh-oh.
this. I was on the panel.
Uh-oh.
Tasha said she didn't know Cece, but I was on the panel. And I said, girl, quit lying. Auntie Tasha came up here and said she didn't know you. Do you know that lady cried? And you know what? I had to humble myself. So I goes on Treasure Island, which is Royal D them show. Okay, I goes over there and I heard everything what was said. And I was like, dang, why would Tasha lie about that? Why would somebody want justice just keep lying about different things? If you go back and just go back from the beginning of all those videos, and you'll see. For Polo only asked them for be transparent. Why do you have to block some people
And
from talking
and
about certain things? and some people you don't block. Just like when Jason came up and said, "Oh, I was at the hospital." Polo, she gonna say, "Don't bother Jason." But like Polo said, why not bother Jason? So
But
it's
why?
things that you was
Okay,
pushing,
and that was
she was
another.
pushing buttons on.
That was another thing. Why did they address Jason? Because all he did was go to the hospital with the mother. But then he started being the villain all of a sudden. I didn't get that. I didn't understand why everybody started aiming at him because he went to the hospital with the mother. Then it went into him being here in Gainesville
Natasha's
and
side,
knowing what happened and
Natasha's
all
side was
kind of
mad at
stuff.
Jason. Natasha's side was mad at
They
Jason.
but they also said too that they were mad at him because he didn't communicate it to
And he
them
didn't
when
tell them.
he found out. And I got that part, but then I also got I got his part too, because you got to think about it. He in Gainesville with the mother who told him not to communicate with it. That's this boy mama. So who is he to go behind her when he actually 4 hours out in the car with her to call and tell these people that if she done told him not to do so, that's his mama. So it's like
Exactly.
so why they was mad at him, I kind of get it, but not really, because you got to respect the fact that he was here with the mother that had communicated to him not to do that, and it wasn't his place to. I get it. I get why they were in their feelings, because that's family, but it wasn't his place, and I didn't get why he got so beat down because of that. I never did get that, and Polo just constantly aimed at him. Tasha and them was in their feelings. They didn't aim at him like that, but Polo came up with
But
all
they
kind of scenarios to why they.
but you know what? Tasha didn't put it out there. Come on now. We got to get credit where credit due, and we got to say how it is. Tasha didn't put that out there before. That's the only reason why Polo stayed on that man. Okay.
No,
Then when she said back up
Tasha,
off
and
of him,
Tasha and them,
Polo,
Tasha and them
that's
did
what
say that Tasha and them did say that he was there and he knew about it before them, but that's as far as they went. Po- Polo
they
came out
kept
and
on.
said that he was there at the hospital, and I know him to have been there, and he went from there, and then all of a sudden he had
And
been here in Gainesville. Had he been here when they were there? It was just a lot.
okay,
It
yes,
it,
it
it
was
was
a
a
lot
lot.
because
Just that it was a
Polo
lot.
is the one that got the truth out. Who all was there? It was Lulu. It was Miss Rena. It was Rena. I mean, Tyrone's sister. It was Jason, and it was Natasha's son. Okay, and that's when
Okay,
everything
but
started
okay, now
flying.
let
Hold on. That's when everything started flying left. When he said Tasha's son was there.
okay, now let me clear that
I
part up.
remember
Let me
that.
clear that part up, because the
Yes,
paperwork that
you see,
came
I
out,
don't
y'all.
forget nothing. I
Okay,
don't forget
because see,
nothing.
but 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 also too, now I'm bringing back to y'all attention, because like I say, I've been watching this. I've been watching
And
it
so have
from the
I, and
beginning.
I've been on the panel.
Yeah, okay, now when y'all making Polo very credible, do y'all remember a time when Polo came out and he went live and he talked about how they was at Tyrone mama house, and Tyrone pulled his thing out,
Hold
whatever
up.
he
What?
did in front of some girl? Remember he made
Uh-uh.
that comment? Do
I
y'all
don't
remember
remember
Polo
that.
having that conversation? I
About what
I
remember it.
now?
don't
I
remember
remember
that.
he said that they was all at,
They did
and
something.
that's
Talking about somebody thing
he
coming out, girl.
no Tyrone. I meant not Tyrone. Polo. Polo came live one day, and when he was trying to bash Tyrone and talk about the girl that he was trying to deal with here in Gainesville, he said it was at Tyrone's mama house. He said it. He said we was at Tyrone mama house, and Tyrone trying to holler at whoever, somebody, and he pulled out on,
Yeah,
showed the
pulled out
girl,
that thing.
and
Yeah, I don't remember
he
that.
said he said it, and the thing about it was, now it come out that he ain't never even met these people in real life. But he had this whole scenario of what happened at this man mama house. And I think that's what
Polo,
the man's
Polo
speaking on
never
when he
said,
say you brung up
Po-
my mama.
but Polo never said he met them people. Polo never said that. Just like he stated, oh, Big T1 told him to go to Gainesville and stand in for them. Okay, you ask this man. Okay, and then when this man gets to hitting hot chords and don't want to do what y'all want them to do, then you ready to flip the narrative. It don't work like that. It don't work like that at all. Because I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because the little gay boy, the
Call him
reason.
T. Just call him
Oh,
T.
okay,
What's
the
his
little boy
name?
T, the
Dro.
little
Call
boy
T. Dro.
T.
Well, how you pronounce that name? T. Dro.
Yeah, Tidro. Well, with
Yeah,
Tidro,
call him T. Dro.
Tasha said she didn't know them. They say they didn't know him, but they know the little boy. The daddy just said the little boy is his girlfriend son. See, it's all kinds of lies here.
I ain't
So
hear
how
him say
can
that in his
so
live. He didn't say that. He
did he
said
just
that
say
he
that?
didn't say that in his live.
Yes, he did just say that. Yes, he did.
I ain't hear him say that.
Ask the
Yes,
chat. Chat, did he say that? Press 1 if he said it. Press 7 if
I
you
didn't
didn't
hear
he
him
just
hear
say
stood
it.
up
that.
there and said it.
I ain't hear him say that. I might have
Yes,
missed it,
he
but
said
I
that.
didn't hear him say that.
Yes, he said that. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie on you.
people in the
He
chat
said that.
said, yeah. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. Witnesses.
Yes, he said that. And Natasha said she didn't even know the boy, but she know the boy. Then
So
she
that's
went down
another
there.
lie.
She went down there and put a stalking charge on the boy, but also said that she couldn't issue it. They can't issue it on because they don't have the address. Now I keep up with everything, ma'am. This has been one messy thing. See, if you want truth
But
and you want,
I'm a think if they know him like that, and I'm gonna be real, if they know him like that, and that's Tyrone's wife's son, they should be able to have an address. They should have an address. If they got a
I,
relationship
it's
with
the
him of some
girlfriend's
sort,
son or something like that. He just sit up there and said it was the girlfriend's son. Okay, the girlfriend's son. He just addressed it that. Okay, okay. But I'm saying point blank, we gotta be legit. Tyrone Davis Jr. deserved a proper case. Okay, he deserves a proper investigation. But in order to do that, they gotta stop the BS.
they
Cause
do.
ain't nobody
And at
gonna
the end
believe
of the day,
nothing they see.
it's been little jabs here and there, but it definitely wasn't as much as Polo. I'm not even
Now,
gonna
Natasha
exaggerate
came
that.
out here.
They
So Natasha came out here striking Lulu, striking Rena, striking everybody. She was on our panel until we started talking about the red car. Then we started talking about the sedan. Then she stopped coming on this panel. Okay, she was up here close and personal.
the woman Cece when Tasha and them came out on Sinead channel and spoke about Cece, I ain't seen her no more. I ain't heard her no more. I ain't heard no more after that.
Now we saw she came up on here several times after that. She came on here
I
several
ain't
times
see her
after
no
that.
more.
Oh yeah, she came over here, told Gigi, thank you for apologizing because we all apologized to her. Because simple fact is,
Oh no,
we
I remember. I
yes.
remember
After
when
that, she
now
still
that I
came.
do remember, but
Yeah,
I
she still
I'm
came
talking
up here
about when
several
she
times after that. When Royal D came into the chat, she came up here. When Royal D
I
gave
do
her
remember her
her
coming,
song.
and
Yeah.
I remember CC talking with her and them having a conversation and her, telling her how she knew her and this, that, and the other. And
Yes.
after that, when they went on Shanae's live and she said she didn't know this woman and explained how she did, well, how and her this woman came in contact.
Okay, but you cannot
I
lie
ain't
to
heard no
people
more from.
that you cannot lie to people who's trying to get justice for you. You had us sitting up here throwing this lady under the bus, talking about she said, well, I talked to my friend Natasha. She wanted me to tell y'all this. She appreciate y'all reporting on Tyrone and all that. But then all of a sudden, Tasha said, I don't know no come up here on this panel and says, I don't know no Tasha. I mean no CC. I don't know whatever CC call her name, her other name. I don't know nobody by that name. And CC said, well, y'all, I got pictures of me and Tasha. Go look on my Facebook page. I don't forget anything, ma'am. I don't forget anything. And that's how all that other stuff started. It was a messy business. If you go over some of them tapes, You will see it was a messy business from the beginning. When Polo started helping her, and then when he was getting too close, one of their family members, okay, behind the scenes, told Polo, "Oh man, they laughing at you. They talking about they using you."
Yeah, and
That's
that's
what
when Polo
everything.
came out and started
Okay,
talking about the
right.
transparency and this, that, and the other. I remember
Yes,
that. But
of course.
I
But
also
you don't
feel
never. Let me tell you something. If you got somebody helping you, you don't never tell somebody you using them.
So
Okay, because
didn't
no what
Tyrone's
he
father just came out and say it was all true? He was using them.
yes, he
He
was.
just
He just
confirmed
said
it.
that. Thank you.
yeah, he said it. He definitely said it.
Yeah,
Trina, you
He
don't
said
think
it.
that's bold as hell if you get somebody and just to use them?
right.
No, I think that's totally wrong. But
And you think
I
the
think at the
police
end of
ain't
the day,
hearing that?
I think at the end of the day he's saying that now
Like the news people ain't listening to
Polo
that?
aimed below it. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said they think the police ain't listening to that. They think the news people ain't listening to that. Well, he just
I
sit up
don't
right.
think
I said,
I don't think
yeah,
none of
they
that's
listening
real
to it.
relevant to law enforcement.
Yeah, but they
My
listening.
honest opinion, to just be honest, I feel like this whole situation has gotten more about the family than Tyrone. It's gotten to the point that not everybody talking about the family and what they got going on, and not really so much about Tyrone and the paperwork. It's gotten messy at this point. It's gotten messy to the point that what the family got going on is pretty much their business. I think we all came aboard because we I think what drew everybody, and I'm gonna speak for me. What drew me to the story, for one, I'm from Gainesville. Two, I have three boys I raised here. So to know that one of mine, it could have been one of mine down there and didn't get the proper justice that they should have gotten. I jumped on the team. And three, you seen a black man in these times cater to a black woman, and we all gravitated towards that. And it was something that gave everybody it struck everybody attention, and we wanted to know more. You know what I'm saying? Because once you looked at the life how he
Because
catered
it
to
could have
her,
been
how he
somebody else's. Because it could
yeah, because
you relate to him because he's like your family member. He's in your house every day. You're listening to him, motivated speaker. You know he's a
yeah,
motivated speaker. You're listening to him, so he's like family. So he was like family to everybody, until they wanted to be messy about it. Okay, messy about it. You can't be messy about it. If you want truth, you got to come with the truth. And sometimes people step on your toes to get to the truth, but that doesn't mean they addressing it to you, police officer, when they come into your house right now. If just say a baby get a hold of something don't belong to, they're gonna ask everybody in the house. They're gonna question everybody until
oh
they
yeah,
get
they
the
are.
truth. Okay,
They
until they
are.
get the truth. That's what Polo was doing, being transparent, just trying to say we can't rule this person out or that person out. Everybody is a suspect until proven guilty. Okay, and that's what he was trying to do. They didn't like
Yeah,
it
but
because he was
but
stepping on some toes. He was stepping on some toes. He was wondering, was it bigger than Lulu? Was it bigger than what they saying? Because sometimes things are bigger than what people say, and they
yeah,
try to
you're
shut
right.
you down with what they try to set you down with these type of threats that he come out with. That's not cool. That's not cool. That's saying to me, you trying to hide something because you checking this man like that.
Yeah,
So
but
what
then
if
you
he's
got to think
selling weed?
about
He's selling weed. So what if he's
Polo
selling this?
started trying to put
Y'all,
Tasha's
let's get
son in
those
a
likes
red
up.
car.
Let's get the likes up.
Polo started trying to put Tasha's son in a red car that this
He had a red
mysterious
car.
red
If he had a red car and there
but
was
he
a head,
wasn't even here in Gainesville, man.
he
He
was at
wasn't
the
here in
hospital. Man,
he was at the hospital when the family came. He wasn't there when Renee and them was there. Renee and them wasn't there when the family came. I mean, this is all on paperwork, not nothing that Polo said or the family saying. This paperwork. They were not all
Now,
there
let me
together.
just say
One
this. Polo didn't know when they started
Polo the one put
bones
Tasha's
out there.
son at the hospital, talking about he was there
Okay, but
before the
ma'am,
other
let me
part of
tell
the
you something.
family.
Tasha reported, she reported like she was at the hospital, but she wasn't. She was at home
No,
babysitting.
what she
And-
said is we is speaking as a family. She was the spokesperson for the
right.
family. She didn't
And
say
came,
her.
she
She
came,
said we. What she said was we. And like she kept and words mean everything, y'all. Y'all got it. Come on. She
okay.
never said I was there. I seen this. I seen that. She said we. And they constantly telling y'all that we all one band, one sound. We coming. It's we.
But
She never
Tina,
said she was there.
people took that as they were all there because you're saying we. If I said we went to the Pizza Hut, you gonna think I'm at the Pizza Hut. If I said
Right.
we at the
You
Pizza
can't put
Hut.
we. You cannot put we. You got to say me or my
If I
family.
said we went to McDonald's, y'all, and we got a number one, wouldn't y'all think I went to the McDonald's with them?
Yes, you
Yeah,
would.
and that could have gotten you
You
right,
got
and
to
that could have
clarify
got that
yourself.
was easily to get confused. But I also understood too
But she
when it
meant
was
it that
explained what she was
way.
saying.
She claimed
She
it
never
that
came out
way.
and corrected it. She never came out and corrected it. We could try
She
to.
didn't.
We could try
She
to.
didn't
We,
until it got exposed. She didn't. And you're
right,
right.
right,
I'm gonna say
absolutely.
I'm gonna
So
call it how it is.
if you can't tell, if you can't tell the truth to a person who ain't a lawyer, what you think that attorney gonna do or PI gonna do for you? If you can't tell the truth about nothing, you gotta tell the
Yeah,
truth,
you're right.
man.
Now it was some things that some things that they
That's
communicated
just
that
like
was said in a way that
ma'am.
you
That's just like if somebody was on your, yeah, just like you said, you had something happened to somebody in your family. But if you came, now let's just say this: if you came, when you stand on business and be with all the everything truthful and transparent, so
oh
you can
yeah.
get to the
Oh
bottom
yeah.
of it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
That's all I'm saying right there.
yeah,
We
you're
gotta have
right.
proof.
You're right.
We gotta be
You're
transparent.
right.
You gotta be honest about it. Then that way it's not this going right here, bicker and bicker and bicker. Because see, God is not of confusion. And like I said, I give Tyrone his credit. I give Tyrone his credit. You know, he's a chosen one. I said that myself. But at the end of the day, how can God fight for his chosen when everybody is bickering among each other?
Yeah, you're right. You are right. And I'm with you when you're right. You're right.
And that's all I'm saying, ma'am. That's all I'm saying. And I want justice for the man because when I came out here, I wanted justice. I stood on it because do you know what? I lost a lot of sleep behind this young man. A lot of sleep. I was covering things. I was buying paperwork. I was doing everything I could possibly do. Man, this public knowledge. I got lawyer friends. Was just asking them, going through the thing with them. They kept telling me family members when they started saying Lulu was with the Easter Star and the Mason. So I'm asking family members. They telling me don't speak on don't speak on their organization. So I'm like, here I am in hot water here because I know how my family did move. So I'm asking. They telling me bail out, but I'm steady forward on the panel trying to get answers for this young man. Okay, that's
Yeah.
all. We wanted answers. We need answers. But at the end of the day, if we can't be on with the same board and leave all this other mess alone, we're never going to get the answers
You're right. You're right.
because they're taking this
I
as a
feel
joke.
like at the end of the day, it turned into something and spiraled out of control. It really did. And I just feel like everybody should just bring it back full circle because it was really about getting justice for him.
And that's what
Everything
it is.
else is irrelevant. Yeah, yeah, it
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely.
N- That's the
Absolutely.
truth.
And then my thing is,
And
if you
even for the
give
mom, because I'm a mother and that lost the child, so I had a lot of empathy. I my heart went out to her,
sympathy, yes,
and for
absolutely.
a while, I didn't like to hear what people were saying about her. But when you go to looking at the paperwork and what's in writing, you have to question. some things. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the
Absolutely.
day, like I said,
But,
I'm a mother
but
who's lost a child, and I promise you, had mine been out there under that bridge, no case would have got closed, and
let me just
every
let
rock would have got turned
Hold
over.
let,
on. Y'all not liking this video. Come
let me
on. If y'all want to
let me bring this.
continue to get Tyrone's story back out, we need
Okay,
the likes so it can be
let
pushed
me
out to
just
the
say this,
algorithm.
ma'am.
Get the likes
Let,
up, y'all. Come on. Go ahead,
let me
Tamara.
just say this to you, Miss Tina. I want to ask you this, okay? Because people say
Hmm.
it's still Lulu, but what if it was just? Let's just say allegedly it wasn't Lulu, but Lulu knows something, and
Um,
maybe some other people know something, but they just don't want to hit on it. Have you ever
and
thought about that?
I have
Because
thought about
if
it,
you
but
mention it over and over, I just can't. What I can't get is those words of Lulu said it was out of both of our control. What was out of both of y'all control? So it's like somebody else. Because I'm look. That's what I'm just allegedly thinking it.
I,
Okay.
I can
And she.
respect it, and I'm gonna tell you just what I was thinking when before the paperwork, and I'm gonna say that before the paperwork, my my thoughts were either she did it or somebody else did it, and she know what happened, but she feel like if she say something, her life in jeopardy. I felt that way.
Yes.
I was leaning, but
And I have and
I was leaning towards those two things. But after that paperwork came out, and me being from Gainesville and traveled that road every day, and from how it was written, when okay, this is how I'm looking at it from the paperwork, from what they saying. If what they're saying is true, if they could see them making that U-turn, and if they can see them making that U-turn and the door opening and nobody comes out, and then you get right there almost to that overpath where he come out of the vehicle, and then they can see her get to that next light, which is right past the overpath, and nobody else was in the vehicle. Because from that overpath to the light, it ain't nowhere to that Circle K. So from the overpath to that light, the Circle K right there at the light. That ain't even that ain't even 100 feet from where he fell out at, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm from Gainesville. I'm telling you, it's within 100 feet from where he fell out. If that's true, the only thing could happen, and they also said too that there was no other vehicles behind her. And the only other vehicle that came up was the vehicle that stopped, blocked the road, and put on his hazard lights so
The
nobody
one
would
that
hit
they
him.
said that was chasing the money. The one they said that was chasing the money.
Yeah, the man that thought he thought it
It
was
thought
paper
that,
or something in the road.
yeah,
That
uh-huh.
was the man that stopped the car.
Why would you be going for money and it's a man in the road?
But at the time, he said he didn't know what it was. He said
But
he
I'm
thought it
just
was
saying,
track.
I don't care, ma'am. I'm being honest, Miss Tina. I don't care what's in that road. If I see a body, I'm going to the body first. I'm not worried about what's flying away.
Mm.
I don't know actually, because see, I can't speak on what he
That's what I'm saying.
verbatim what he
Something just
said. I
don't seem
can't.
right. That's what I'm
But
saying.
if
People
that's
can't
what
answer that
happened,
question.
if that's what
Yeah,
happened, from
yeah.
what
They said,
law enforcement saying, if that is the truth, if he was the only other vehicle that came up and the one that stopped and called law, stopped the block, anybody from hitting him, if that was the only vehicle, he had to been hurt coming out of that vehicle. He had to have been hurt coming out of the vehicle. He didn't get hit by a car because it wasn't nothing. You get what I'm saying? So you
absolutely.
gotta use it has to be we gotta use the common sense with it too. If that was how that played out, he had to have already been hurt coming out of
But
that vehicle.
this is why I'm saying that, ma'am. Because why would I go chase the money? Why would I chase or paper? Why would I be chasing some paper in this body? Come on now.
I
Come on
see.
now.
I can't speak on him because I didn't hear his
No,
actual
but I'm saying
statement.
That's another thing that blows me for a loop. Okay. And then when Natasha them was speaking to the European nurse and her husband, okay, they couldn't get their story pretty much together. Okay, I follows real good. Okay, I follows real good. He said, okay, he said when he got over there, the wallet was down. He said when he got over there, the money was. He said the money was like
Was
five.
flying
It
across.
was three fives over to here, the wallet here, and the phone on top of the wallet. He said it looked like it was staged.
And it could have possibly been. And then that leads you to question who was the man that pulled up in the car? And do they have any connection to her? That would be the only other question. Because if it played out like that, he had either been hurt coming out of that vehicle or that car hit him. Yeah, that's the only thing could have happened. But they say he wasn't hit by a vehicle. So
No, ma'am. And I don't believe he was hit by a vehicle. That's
he
not.
was he
That's
he
not.
was injured coming out of that car. I felt like
Let
when
me.
she
Let me.
hit him, the impact from that hit, he was trying to escape that car. He got out of that car. He got out of that car, but he got out of that car injured. He was injured.
The nurse said when she got to the thing that she wrapped his head up. She said she wrapped his head up with the paper towels that they had in their car, their vehicle. She said her husband got the motion to the other guy to help him move the body out of the road. He was in the road, not on the side way. He was in the road.
Yeah.
He was in the road.
The whole
Some ain't adding
situation.
up, ma'am. Some ain't adding up. And I
I
already
can pretty
know.
much
Look,
I can pretty much
somebody
tell you it was a cover up. It had to be a cover up, and law enforcement. Something happened. I don't understand because, like I told you, I'm from Gainesville, and they don't just drop cases because somebody say they don't want to move forward. They don't just do that. So for them to do all the things and how this
and then,
played out,
ma'am, this
this
is
is
another thing that blew me. Okay. The wings was still warm at the bottom of his feet, and the pizza was always thrown. Like if you going back towards Papa John, the pizza was thrown out on the right side. What?
that's where he would have came out of that vehicle at on the right side too. He'd have came out of the vehicle on the right hand side.
But how can I put
And
my pizza? How can I put my wings at the bottom of my feet? And then my one phone now on my wallet and my $5 out there so it can blow in the wind. When his money was supposed to be in his wallet. Now
that's that's a hard that's a
the
hard
man
question.
the man
But
okay, the man before then said he put the money in the wallet. Well, so if I put the money in the wallet, why is the money spread it out floating? Something ain't adding up. You put the money in the wallet, you stay? Nah, nah, nah. I ain't no dummy. I ain't no dummy. And I still
but
and I
from the
still
pictures,
stick
the
with
money was still in the wallet on those pictures. The money, he didn't put the money in the wallet. I think he stuck it in the little closed part, but I don't think he actually opened up the
he
wallet and
said
put it
he
in
put
there.
the money in the wallet. But when the European nurse and her husband came, they said the fives, the 3 5 was spread it out. Those are the 3 5s that he won at that table when him and her was gambling, playing that little gambling game.
I thought maybe it was his change back
No, no, no,
from the pizza
no,
place.
no. That's a message, ma'am. That's a message. That's a message, ma'am. That's a message. 3 5s. That's a message, ma'am. If you go back and watch that video where they was at that cabin and he won them 3 5s, and they was sending a message, ma'am. Something. That's why I said it's a lot more to this, and people don't. And the only way you can get to the truth, everybody is guilty until proven innocent, because somebody knows something and they had it, and it's not just Gainesville law or Gilchrist.
Yeah, it's something.
Sometimes you got to look at your own
It
front
definitely
doors
was
too.
some cover up in the whole situation. It was some cover up, and my whole thing was because it was 5:30 in the afternoon on Archer Road. Archer Road is one of the busiest places in Gainesville at 5 o'clock. I'm talking about back to back traffic, but then during that time, it was Christmas break, so the traffic would have been very slowed down because a lot of the students were gone. That's the only thing made sense once I thought about it. Because no way that he could have got came out of that car on Archer Road on an average day at 5:30 and not have back to back. Everybody would have seen it. It just happened to be the Christmas holiday.
And then my thing is, they said people saw the boy's body, saw the boy's body in the hospital before certain other people did. They passing the pictures around in group chats.
Oh my God. Somebody sent me that picture, girl.
What was that? What was that? That's
Yeah,
what I don't understand. What was that?
they really, they really it was bad. I can't say no more than the fact that it was bad because I don't understand. Because like I said, I lost a child, and when I lost my baby, I could not function until I laid her to rest. It wasn't no internet. It wasn't no nothing. I I I don't get the logic in a lot of what then went on with this.
I'm just saying, ma'am, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I understand people don't want to say, okay, people don't want to say, do not put their personal life in it. But sometimes, ma'am, when sometimes I'm gonna just be like this. Sometimes our dark side of our lives catches up with us somehow. You see what I'm
You right.
saying? So
You
you
right.
can't rule out anything at this very moment.
You
Cause
are
see,
right.
my thing is, Jason, most people, I read the comments. I went back and read a lot of comments, and most people like, Jason is his more or less like his right hand man. So you knew a lot about him, Jason. You knew a lot about his plays. You knew a lot about a lot of things.
You're
So
right.
that's why I said everybody is proven innocent until proven guilty.
That's for
And
sure.
right now,
This
to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. A lot of people shit stinks. Not only Gainesville police, not only Gilchrist, not only Lulu, but a whole lot of people shit stinks to me. Cause you know why? It ain't piecing. It ain't piecing.
yeah, it's not piecing together. And for it to have just happened like it happened and then nobody has answers, it's really weird. Really weird to me. It's a lot of going behind the scenes going on with this case. And it's kind of it's sad.
And that's what I'm saying. And everybody's seeing pictures of him. Why would y'all show pictures of this like this? Okay. I understand if it was a situation like Emmett Till, but it's not Emmett Till's situation. Okay. So it's a different situation. So why would y'all be doing that? See, it's a lot of things that I want the answers for because why would you put that in the group chat unless you're trying to unless you're trying to send a message? Who's doing that?
Yeah.
Because
No,
this is a
nobody
young
would
man's life here. So if anybody
that
want
would
to sell business and if the father want to say something, one, two, ain't nobody scared of you. Three, four, five, six. I don't care if you come 20 deep, but come correct when you want answers about your own son. Because at the end of the day, some shit stinks. And I'll say it again. And I'm not gonna stop saying it. Some right here stinks. And I think it's bigger than Lou.
you might be right, and but I'm gonna stick with her. I'm sticking with Lulu. I thought
Yeah, you can stick with that.
after the paperwork done came out and because that was my main thing because I had a few thoughts, but after reading the paperwork and looking at the breakdown of everything, I just got to go with she is
A
what
person
caused
can
his
give you
demise.
let me just say this, ma'am. A person can give you a breakdown of a whole lot of things and make you think that's the scenario, but that may not be the scenario at all. See, that's why a lot of people that is in prison who are innocent, and a lot of people that is guilty is running around here now. Okay,
And that's
people
the
have
truth.
been
That's
convicted.
the truth.
You know, that's why I tell
A lot
people,
of things
come
slip
on
through the
now,
cracks. You're right. You're right.
right? So,
But
so you,
I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good thinker now. I straddle the fences in both worlds, so I kind of
and then, ma'am,
I'm
let me
going
just
with
say,
because at
let me
first
just
I was
let me just say something. Having guns that's out there, if any of them was in his name, you mean to tell me you ain't standing on no business about his gun? Because right there is automatically for a case to be open. Y'all say he
but
had
that's
two guns. That's to
but
to back in
behind
firearms,
the
baby.
scenes they was talking to the law enforcement about those guns that he normally have. They were talking to law enforcement. Law enforcement dropped the ball about the guns. That
But
that
ma'am,
that can't that
why
can't
you
be
don't
aimed
have to
at the
go to,
family.
let me just say this. Let me just say that you don't have to go to law enforcement if his guns is out there and somebody that's a danger. That's a danger.
But
Okay?
what would
So
okay? So
you,
what other options would they have had? And I'm being
man,
real now.
man,
What
I'm
other
gonna knock
options
on the
would they have
you know
had?
what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna knock on the federale's door. I'm gonna knock on the Fed's door, the U.S. Marshals door.
You know how
And the
many
only
guns
reason why
get
I won't
slipped through
knock
the
on
crack?
the only way I won't knock on the U.S. Marshals door if I'm afraid that they might find something that I don't want them to know. Because that
I
gun, them guns, ma'am, them
I
guns.
I totally get what you're saying, but what's the point of knocking on the doors if you don't know what door to send them to? Hey, I mean,
Ma'am,
we got to make it
they
make
said
sense.
that
Where
Lulu
they
was
gonna
the last one,
what they
but
gonna
ma'am,
do? It's
ain't
up.
didn't they say Lulu was
The
the last
feds,
one?
ma'am. The feds been the feds. It's still gonna be
Man,
guns out
man,
here, and
they don't,
when
ma'am.
a
Let me
gun
just
get
say this.
lost in traffic,
Let
guns
me
lost
just
in
say
traffic.
this. Okay, there it go again. I heard that again. That favorite word, lost in translation. Boy, that word
No, I
just,
said it
just
got lost in traffic. When it's said
yeah,
and done, ain't too
traffic is
much no.
still like translation. Okay. But I'ma
Not
just
really,
say this,
because I know I communicated it right. What I'm saying is them calling the
ma'am,
FBI about his
ma'am,
firearms that they don't know
ma'am.
where at.
They can let me tell you something. When the marshals step in, ma'am, let me tell you something. They can press Lulu. If that's what they say, and it's Lulu. If it's the
But from the
Lulu,
door, they from the beginning, that's
okay,
been the
you know,
problem. They ain't
you
pressed
know,
Lulu. That's been
you
the
know,
problem from the beginning. The
this is
law
my
enforcement
thing
not pressing
because
her.
they going to Gainesville. Man, sometimes you got to step outside the city. Did they come on now? Savannah Guthrie is stepping outside the city for her mama. Tim Reed is stepping outside the city for his Tim Reed family is stepping outside the city for him. Come on now. We sit here and sit with her and say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's a lie.
Ma'am, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying what is it gonna
Okay,
accomplish?
okay.
And now we also know that they have the firearms. It's in the paperwork. They already have
Oh,
them.
so they got the firearms.
They say the firearm was on him at the hospital. That
Okay.
they have them.
That was never
But the
told. See,
family, but
people
that's what they keep saying, that Gainesville dropped the ball when the family kept asking them about the firearms. They didn't. They acted as if they didn't know where they were. But
No,
supposedly,
they said that Lulu took them all.
that's what they
no,
said. That's what that's
they
exactly what
got one of the
the
guns he
family
had
said.
on his person. That they found that in the ambulance, and the
Mm.
one I guess
Now found
she
in the
had,
animal.
yeah, they said it was found
And
on
you know
him.
what? And the sister said, all his, we saw his wallet. Tasha said, oh, we didn't, they didn't know him. all that. But the sister did come out on Rena's side and said, "Oh, we they got his wallet, they got his stuff. What are they talking about, man?" That's why I
But that's
said
the
you
problem.
gotta
They ain't
be honest.
communicate.
You gotta
That's
be
that's
honest.
that's the beginning of this. That's where the problem started at. This family didn't come together and communicate. That's where the problem started. That's why the other family came out, because the mama side of the family wasn't communicating. If they had been communicating that we got all his stuff, remember they didn't want them to get nothing, so they was not communicating what they didn't want them to know. So that was the only
I just
option.
Miss Tina, you're right about that. But I just think that if they would have came out with just being truthful, ma'am, that's all I said. That's all I'm saying. You got to be truthful. Just like you just
Yeah,
told me. If
yeah.
it was somebody in your family, you're going to come with the hard facts. You're going to
Oh yeah.
stand on it. You're gonna sit outside that courthouse until you get some answers.
Oh,
You're going to
somebody
stand
gonna
outside
talk
that
to me.
police department. Right. Absolutely.
They-
And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, ma'am. Come on now. That's all I'm saying. It's a whole lot.
you right.
It's a whole lot. It seems like it's a lot of stuff that's under the rug. And it's a lot of stuff that needs to be peeled back, regardless of the fact. Everybody's proven guilty until proven innocent. Because it's a whole lot of stuff. And that young man, he deserved a proper investigation. He deserved that.
He does. He does. He do.
But see, ain't nobody reporting that, but but a few people. Now, do you see what I'm saying? Because a lot of
And
people
that's
in the kind
true.
of lost interest. Because at the end of the day, what they say, it's messy, and it got
He got
messy,
messy. He got
right?
messy, because
And
I even fell
and,
back for a
and
while, because I felt like that just wasn't honoring him the proper way. It got too messy. And then to look at who he was as a person, he deserved it better. So I fell back, because you're right. It got
absolutely,
messy. It
he
did.
was a
It
great
got
person.
messy.
I won't give it. I won't take it from him. He was a great person. His heart was big,
Yeah.
but did
Yeah.
people fail him? Yeah, a lot of people failed him.
They failed him.
'Cause yeah, a lot of people. And
A
sometimes
lot of
when
people
you
failed him.
and let me tell you something, sometimes that hurts to hear the truth. But
And you're right.
at the end of the day, sometimes you got to accept the truth. We all failed him. Because he said that out of his own mouth. If you listen to some of his motivated speaking, he said this out of his mouth. How can you be in a relationship with a liar? How can you be loyal and loyal people call you, but you ain't got time to answer the phone for them, but you got a time. But then when you need something, that loyal person is always there.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, that's
That's
all I'm
true.
saying. That's all I'm saying. If they want to do it the right way, back up, regroup, stop all the nonsense. It's best to get
And
on our knees. Fight these people that you think they're fighting you with words and everything else. Fight them on your knees. Ain't that what God always told us? Fight them on
that's
your
the truth.
knees.
That's the truth.
Pray for those that persecute you and say all manner of evil. Sometimes people ain't attacking your character. They just trying to get to the bottom of the truth. And sometimes your dark lifestyle comes out in the midst of it. Even the police bring it. You could be out of trouble 30 or 40 years, but they're going to bring up your past
They're gonna break up your past. You're right.
until
They're
proven
gonna do
innocent.
that.
Yes. So
You're
it
right.
wasn't, that's all I'm saying. So what they need to do is quit this going back and forth with Polo and everybody else, bloggers, everybody else. Let that go.
Yeah. Let it go. And get back to what it was, and that was justice for him, and that's what it should be.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I appreciate you for understanding. And I appreciate, and I'm going to tell you, I understand everywhere you coming from too. And I appreciate that, ma'am, because, deep down inside, that's all. That's all I ever wanted for the boy is justice. And did I step on some of the family's toes by trying to get justice? Yes, because I was asking some questions. And sometimes our lifestyle reflects a lot of things, even if it was some things we did in the past. That's how police officers get to the bottom of a lot of things. It don't mean that people's trying to drag you or your family.
Yeah,
We just try to
it
make
takes
things
you
make
having to,
sense.
you got to have some tough skin to come out here on this internet. You definitely got to have some real tough skin because you're gonna have somebody. It's gonna always be somebody in the bushes that ain't in agreements with what you trying to do. So you're right. They gotta have some tough skin once they bring it to the internet. You gotta accept everything that came with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you got a young man like him that touched everybody's household, and everybody was willing to give you money and be there, and then people want to hear, then you say, well, I ain't got to tell people the private investigator's name. I ain't got to say this. Yes, you should want to tell your supporters. You should
And
want to reach your supporters, because you know why? They are
I
the ones
get
that
that,
support you.
and that's true, and I do get that. But I also know too, with being a private investigator, they can't expose who that is, not long as it's active, because that's the point of him being a private investigator. Now, what they could have and should have did when they received the money that they received is some form of a receipt for payment, but never to disclose this man's name. He's a private investigator. That first and foremost, you can't come out and tell these people who that man is, not when his case is active, but to give everybody the piece that their money went towards what they gave it for. Is just, you can scratch out his name of his business, but put a receipt on the table showing and giving people the piece that they want, to know that their money went towards what they gave it to you for. And that's the way I would have did it. But I also
Absolutely.
got to respect the fact that that's a private investigator. His job is to stay behind the scenes. But you can still prove that you did what you needed to do with it and not expose him. I would have did it that way to kill all the naysayers and everything else. Just kill it like that.
Okay. Blaze Brown 9102 want to ask, why haven't the PI subpoena Lulu to return T2's items?
That's not a PI's job. That's not his job. His job is to stay behind the scenes. Why would he expose himself to Lulu like that? Who said that?
Her name is at Blaze Brown 9102.
No, that's not his job. That
Y'all,
that's
if you
not that's
guys want us to continue later this week, please press that one. You know the weekend is coming up. I'm sorry, Trina, and I'm sorry, Tamala, but for time we are short and we have to close it here. Tamala, Tina, thank you so much for coming up, and hopefully we can get more people to come up. Tamala, you know you threw it down today, girl. You know you.
yes, and it was in I enjoyed talking to you all.
I just, yeah, and then I'm like, I would just want to say,
Hold on, wait. I didn't see this person. It's me. She got something to say. It's
okay,
me. It's me. Are you there?
it's
Y'all,
me. Can you hear? It's
let's get the
me.
likes up. I'm trying to get
Can
it's
you
me
hear?
on. Miss Me. I don't know who Miss Me is gone.
There's another one in the chat too, Gigi, that said they've been in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see y'all in the chat. I didn't see y'all.
I,
Tomorrow, why
I
you
mean,
ain't tell me?
but I haven't. I didn't see them. I didn't see no blue light. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get y'all next time. That she said she left. All right, girl. We'll get you next time then. All right, here she come back. It's me. Hello? It's me. All right.
She
Miss
probably
Me.
have to unmute herself.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing, honey.
To
All right.
unmute herself, Gigi.
Yeah,
Hello,
get
I
it.
can hear you, hon.
No. All right, we'll figure that out. She'll figure it out tomorrow. All right. Last words, Tamala. Thank you, Tina. Go ahead, Tamala.
I just want to say this, Gigi. I've known a lot of private investigators, and they have came out and said things and talked about different things. the guy that unalived the little girl Celeste. The PI on that case is coming out. Several other ones, but I'm just saying it's just a whole lot of mess here. And in order for anybody to get justice for a family member, you have to come out and be honest, and you can't just hold evidence back. And like I said once before, everybody wants justice for Tyrone, but everybody is guilty until proven innocent. And that's my take.
All right, baby. We'll see y'all tomorrow or later this weekend. Bye. Make sure y'all get them likes up. Come on. Let's go.